Welcome to the Experience Annex podcast, episode number 22. Life is full of experiences and it's good you learn from the experience of others. The title of this episode is Wake Up and Write Your Book. In this podcast, I urge you to write your first book, and if you have written one, write the second. And I provide a framework you can use to write your book. I'm Paul Uduk, the creator of BWC Squared, Book Writing Clinic and Book Writers Club, where I show friends like you how to convert ideas into books and other forms of intellectual properties. I'm also the creator of IBMC, where I show aspiring internet entrepreneurs how to succeed at scale online. I'm also the creator of Okna on Facebook, online course creators community for newbies and advanced beginners, with over 12,500 members from all over the world. Introduction. Your book is one of the most lucrative products you can produce or you can create. To position yourself as an expert, you need 3 to 5 books to begin building your intellectual property. Your book can get to the White House, Kremlin, Buckingham Palace, and some of the most secured places on the planet Earth, which you may not be able to get to. Yet, a book is a low value product, selling at an average of maybe $20. So, what makes a book so powerful a tool all over the world? Because a book is an art, and people all over the world treasure arts. Since a book is a low value product, you need to sell thousands of books to really make money. Here I'm talking about really good books, well researched and written with a good storyline. An average book really sells more than a few hundred copies. So you need to put in your best effort to ensure your book makes it to the bestseller list. This is easier said than done, but it can be done. There are many schools of thoughts on how one should approach the issue of book writing. Should you write a book after you have achieved fame? Or should you write a book to achieve fame? I believe it's an egg and chicken story. I strongly believe any person who has a story to tell should write a book to bring his or her story alive. Fame is secondary, but it may as well follow if you pursue the right strategies before, during, and after your book is published. Your book should be at the center of your strategy as an expert. With your book, you can launch courses, mount seminars, mount workshops, join the speaking circuit as a motivational speaker, turn your book into movies, turn it into several formats like ebooks, audiobook. The spectrum is so wide. So writing a book is very pivotal to your quest to building an expert empire. Indeed, the easiest, fastest, and boldest way to position yourself as an expert is to write a book worth reading. If you look closely, the famed legendary global influencers like Tom Peters, Simon Sinek, Peter Diamandis, to mention 3, have achieved, the fame they've achieved was aided by their books. Tom Peters, In Search of Excellence, co-written with Bob Waterman Jr., propelled him to stardom. So did Start with Why by Simon Sinek. It was not until Abundance became a New York Times bestseller did we start hearing about Peter Diamandis. Not minding, he's the co-founder of the X Prize and Singularity University. Why should you write a book? As indicated earlier, you don't write a book to achieve fame. If you do it well, the fame will come. You write a book to share a compelling message. John Kramer is a well-known authority in the book business. He is the author of the best-selling book, 1001 Ways to Market Your Book. Here are his top 10 reasons why you should write a book. Number 1, become an expert, support a cause, share a message, change lives, attract better customers, build your list, establish an institute, build a tribe, create wealth, and sell rights. There is no feeling more exhilarating than stumbling on the world's most iconic airports, libraries, shops, and websites, and finding your book displayed alongside those of the world's most revered authors like Daniel Pink, Malcolm Gladwell, and Tim Ferriss. Books capture our imagination. Emily Dickinson said, "There's no frigate like a book." And an unknown author said, "If you drop a book and 3 pounds of gold, pick the book first before the gold." Charlie Tremendous Jones said, "Of all the things in the world, only two will have the greatest impact on your life: the books you read and the people you meet. Nothing else comes close to giving you inner peace and satisfaction that exceeds all understanding than a book you have written." So get up and start writing your first book. Writing your book. A book is basically a story about yourself, about others, about events, about phenomena and situations and the like, that you pick up the threads and convey to others in the most poignant way that instructs, informs, motivates, inspires, entertains, and educates. A book is at the intersection of ideas, information, and knowledge packaged as a story. You package your story by exploring questions such as the following: who are you and what have you been through in life that others can relate to in their own life? What have you overcome and how? What did you figure out along the way? What did you succeed and what results did you get? What are you teaching me that I can apply now to make my life better? These questions were first suggested by Richard Branson, the best-selling author of several iconic books, including Life Golden Tickets, The Millionaire Messenger, The Charge, High Performance Habits, and others. Arising from the above questions, Brendan suggests exploring writing prompts that would enable you flesh out your ideas, such as the following: a story of struggle from my past that my audience might relate to. Something I have overcome in my life that others might find inspiring or feel a connection with. Is The main reasons I have learned from my journey include accomplishments and affiliations I have in my life that help further my credibility, include lessons I can teach people that will help them in my topic area and their life situation, include these are writing, they're called writing prompts. There are 4 ways to success. There are 4 keys to success. John Locke, who sold 1 million ebooks within 5 months and then wrote a book about it, suggests the following: have a plan, know your target audience, take a business approach, and use the right tools and use them properly. The 3 P's that bring your plan alive. Yes, also by Brendan Burchard, one of the top 100 most followed online trainers on Facebook. It says you need positioning, packaging, and promotion. The 3 C's that shows you are out there only for your audience, according to Brendan, are care, compassion, and consistency. The 6 simple steps to writing your book. These are the steps I teach my students in book writing clinic on other courses. In my interaction with friends, book writing clinic alumni members, and a host of others, the top question people ask is, where do I start? Briefly, you can follow this 7-step sequence. Number 1, step 1, decide what you wish to write about. Step 2, decide the title and subtitle of your book. Step 3, decide the contents. Step 4, research your book. Stage 5, decide who will write your book. Step 6, write, proofread, and edit your book. Step 7, publish and release your book to the world. It sounds very simple. The 6 sections of a typical book. A typical book will have the following sections, but note that nothing is cast on stone. Acknowledgement, introduction, foreword, preface, contents, and index. So 6 simple steps to structuring the book or the main contents. According to information from BWC alumni members, this is the section most would-be authors struggle with the most. Indeed, other than a book, you can use this approach for any products. If you are a beginner, it requires limiting your book to 5 or 7 chapters at most. This is how it is done. Pick a notebook and divide it into 5 or 7 sections, corresponding to the number of chapters you wish to write on. And write the section or chapter headings, and then follow that up with the 5 points you wish to make per chapter. Then begin writing. As a beginner, it's important you don't stretch beyond 5 major points per chapter to avoid repeating yourself. If you follow the sequence, your notebook will look something like this. Chapter 1, points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chapter 2, points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chapter 3, points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chapter 4, points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chapter 5, points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so on and so forth. The 3-step formula for writing each chapter and subheadings. This is nothing more than the basic tool we use in every conceivable endeavor to generate ideas, which goes by the fearful name brainstorming. Brainstorming is a simple process for thinking about, listing ideas, and grouping similar ideas into buckets. This is how it is done. Step 1, draw a circle and write the main idea you wish to brainstorm on in the center of the circle. Example, how to cook mouth-watering coconut rice. Step 2, write or list everything you know about coconut rice with each ideas taken out from the circumference of the circle as legs. For coconut rice, for instance, it will include rice, coconut, fish, onions, spices, and so on. Then start brainstorming. In reality, step 3, start brainstorming. In reality, 5 to 7 people should participate in a typical brainstorming exercise. But since we are talking about your book, you will likely be brainstorming alone. Follow the brainstorming rules, which I suppose you know. If you don't know, read it up. Typically, avoid criticizing any idea. Stop censoring yourself. Just keep bringing out the ideas, no matter how outlandish. At this point, we are looking at quantity, not the quality of ideas. The rule is the more the ideas, the better. After you have exhausted all the ideas, that is, you do not have anything to say any longer, then stop. Might take you 30 minutes or 1 hour. Then start eliminating repeated, unworkable, or impracticable ideas. And then group related ideas into buckets. With your brainstormed ideas at hand, you are ready to write your first book. 7 mistakes to avoid in becoming an expert author. Book writing is a creative endeavor. So the tendency as a beginner is to start doubting yourself. You start asking, what credentials do I have? You start fearing that people will laugh at you when your book comes out. My advice is to think of the opposites. Think of the applause you will get. Think of the new opportunities that will open up for you. Brendan Burchard, I like quoting him because he has written so many books on this topic. The founder of the now defunct Expert Industry Association has the following advice for new writers trying to hammer out their first book. He says, number 1, don't let your inner critic take over. Most of the times we are our worst critics. Don't fail to keep your readers engaged. You are writing for your readers, not for yourself. Don't write and edit at the same time. Don't forget to track your results. Don't add too much irrelevant details. Don't publish before you are ready. Don't stop learning when you know enough. The fastest way to get your book published. As a beginner, your chances of landing an agent and getting your book published by one of the top 6 global publishing houses are slim. However, you can enlist Amazon's vast resources to release your book to a global audience by using Amazon KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. Your book will have 3 formats: physical book, ebook, and audiobook. Your physical book will be in 2 formats: paperback and hardcover. Another feature of Amazon KDP you may wish to explore is the advanced marketing feature. This is the type of thing you can do on your website by posting coming soon. Just go to your website, write coming soon. My book is coming out in the next 6 months. But since you are not well known, it's better to do it on Amazon, where people go for books. What you do is to tell Amazon KDP that your book will be ready in the next 3, 6, or 12 months, and Amazon will start marketing your book for you by putting it on pre-order. Your book must come out within the period you have agreed with Amazon. Otherwise, Amazon will ban you for 1 year if you don't publish within the year. Publish on-demand service providers other than Amazon. The following independent publishers will gladly publish your book if you cannot publish by yourself: Author House, Trafford, and Afka. Afka is based right here in Nigeria, somewhere in Ikeja, and you can publish. They have excellent publishing machines. I've been there. Formats to consider other than physical book. To gain enough traction, you need to publish your book in a format that people can access anywhere in the world, ebooks. Without going into details, here are the main formats: PDF, EPUB, Mobi, that's for Kindle, and audiobooks. Pricing your book. Pricing your book. Pricing is one of the most difficult and tricky aspects of selling books. Book prices range from 99 cents for ebooks to $25, average, for hard covers, with the average of paperback being about $15. While the default price for Amazon ebooks is $2.99, $2.99. On your website, you can sell your book at any price. Indeed, for as low as 99 cents. As a self-published author, you control how you price your book, but as a general rule of thumb, the cheaper your book, the more you sell. Unless you have deep pockets and a huge marketing machine to engage in massive promotion, my best advice is to price your book low at single digits. Platforms to market your book. There are several platforms in order of accessibility and control of selling books, ebooks and audiobooks, other than your website: Amazon, Audible, Lulu, India Books, Goodreads, CD Baby, Spotify, and Gumroad. So many of them. But Amazon, when you are on Amazon, you are everywhere. Your book marketing strategies. If you recall, under the keys to success, we quoted John Locke as recommending having a plan, know your target audience, take a business approach, and use the right tools and use them properly. We also mentioned the 3 P's that bring your plan alive as positioning, packaging, and promotion. If you did your job well at the beginning, you'll reap bountiful dividends. Your blog and your website should be at the command post or home base to bring your book marketing strategies alive. The subsidiary channels will be your social media pages: Facebook, LinkedIn, X, video and podcast channels. All the channels should work to drive prospects to your website to buy your book and position you as an authority or an expert in your own neck of the woods. Jeremy Jones, in a blog post, How to Write and Publish a Book to Become a Best-Selling Author in Less than 30 Days, wrote, "Writing a book is the most powerful way imaginable to market and promote yourself. The big picture is that you can rapidly create content and be seen, read, and heard on any internet capable device anywhere in the world, and be promoted by the biggest brands in the world, namely Amazon, Google, and Apple Music, formerly iTunes." Jeremy suggests, number 1, create your content only once by answering questions in the form of a live cast. 2, capture the video and promote it through Google Hangouts or YouTube Live. 3, take the same content and repurpose it into a podcast and post it on Apple Music. Number 4, take the same content and convert it into a bookcast. It is very unlikely, this is my own comment, it's very, very unlikely a beginner will be able to follow Jeremy Jones' strategies, as they are quite advanced. But if you can, it's a game changer. In conclusion, start writing to impact the world. Tell the world your story today, as tomorrow may be too late. What I have said may seem daunting for a beginner, but it's not. That's why you need help. The specific or exact steps to execute the strategies and ideas I have highlighted are sadly outside the scope of this podcast. But you need to start. Get a coach. If you wish to learn more, enlist in one of my platforms like Expert Empire Program, Book Writing Clinic, or book a direct coaching session with me, and you will be on your way to writing your first book, which may become a New York Times bestseller. You will never know until you take the first bold steps to write your book. Paul Sweeney once said, "You know you have read a good book when you turn the last page and feel a little as if you have lost a friend." I'm the author of 8 books, including the perennial winner, the celebrated speaker, and Bridges to the Customer's Heart, dubbed the Customer Service Bible, all available on Amazon. I'm inviting you to join the Book Writers Club today. Join Book Writing Clinic. This is the end of the episode. Stay focused, wake up, and start writing. Join Book Writing Clinic and Book Writers Club and get your book out this year. Until the next episode, keep writing.